Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Saints injury report out today, the first of the week, and this has just been such an ongoing part of everything involving everything we've talked about with the Saints all this year have been injuries. And so the first injury report of the week here with Tampa Bay is out for the Saints, and it's more of the same in many respects. Ryan Ramczyk, Teron Armstead, Caden Ellis, Garrett Griffin, Lil Jordan Humphrey all did not practice on Wednesday. Now, Armstead played this past week. It could be an instance of him just having a day off, as I love the old Mike D-line. Practice is for the unskilled. He doesn't need to practice. He just needs to be healthy enough to play on Sunday night. But see if they can maybe get Armstead, Ramczyk back both this week. Limited were Pete Werner, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Marcus Davenport, and Taysom Hill. They listed Hill as limited with the finger injury. The good news is it looks like you should very well get Davenport and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, maybe even Pete Werner back this week. And you're going to need it against that Tampa Bay offense, which is humming along right now. So having your defense closer to whole, we also presume that Cam Jordan will be back from missing last week due to COVID. Your defense should be closer to whole this week against Tampa Bay, which would be very welcomed against that offense. Sean Payton did meet with the media today, and he discussed the differences in these two teams that met on Halloween, and the Saints scored the biggest win of the season. It was also the day where they lost Jameis Winston, but here's what Sean Payton had to say.
In this case, it seems like it's been a while since we played last. Obviously, both teams have changed since then. So, it's a division opponent. There's some things you understand about personnel and about, how they align, those type of things. But nonetheless, there'll be a lot of new faces in this game.
New faces. A guy who did play the first game that we're not sure this time is Ryan Ramczyk. Alluded to him being on the injury report again, still not practicing. And Peyton was asked point blank if there's something else going on with Ramczyk there.
No, he's still working through the same knee, and hopefully sooner than later, because he's important to what we do.
There's no question. When they try to become a right-handed running team with Ramczyk out there, protecting the quarterback as well, and just having this offense go with limited skill guys, you certainly want your franchise tackles in there. And certainly to give Taysom Hill time to throw the ball, which was not aesthetically pleasing, to say the least, at times this past week, and really since Taysom's been in there. And Sean Payton was asked about the ability to throw the football against Tampa this week.
I think it depends on the game you're in. There's some games where you're going to have to be proficient throwing it. We're going to have a good throwing game this Sunday, based on some of the things that Tampa does so well. And so I think it's more a matter of that game and, what the plan is in that game. But, you want to be efficient at it, and you want to, be able to execute when you're choosing to, and especially when it comes to your third down numbers.
Of course, the Saints will still be without Deontay Harris. That much we know as he's serving the 3-game suspension. Served his first of the 3-game suspension this past weekend in the win up in New York against the Jets. So who would even be the targets? That's a big part of it. Then the other part of it, too, is that Tampa secondary. And interestingly enough, that's kind of been the weak spot on that Tampa Bay team so far this year, especially defensively. We know what their run defense is and how good they've been in that defensive front. And, of course, they've got arguably the best two linebackers, the tandem of linebackers with White and Levante David there. But the secondary has been the spot where they've been susceptible at times. And they do have Richard Sherman back now. But even with Richard Sherman, that's been a spot where they've sort of been susceptible. Here's what Sean Payton had to say about that Tampa Bay secondary.
They're playing well. Todd does a good job with the pressure packages he uses. Those guys understand them. And certainly to have Murphy Bunting and Davis back, those are guys that were real important players for them in their run last season. So They're doing a really good job of forcing you to get rid of the football quickly. You can see the pressure applied each week to the quarterbacks and how it comes. Preparing for it and simulating it is another challenge.
Sean Payton can say the things that he wants to say, but Tampa Bay's pass defense is 24th in the NFL out of 32 teams. That is the one vulnerability. That's the really tough part for New Orleans in this game in particular is, man, when you got Kamara and you've got Taysom Hill, who's a dynamic runner, that's your benefit. If your offensive line is healthy and you've got Kamara and Hill, you can really make hay running the football. What you don't have are pass catchers or a quarterback that's competent when it comes to throwing the football accurately and down the field. So the Saints aren't really built to expose the thing that Tampa is weak, which is unfortunate. But they're going to have to figure out a way to do that. The other side of it, too, is Leonard Fournette's getting going. The last 3 weeks, Leonard's been incredible, starting with the 4-touchdown game a couple of weeks back. He has been just absolutely in fuego, and Saints are going to have to deal with Fournette.
It reminds me a little bit of when the Giants, in this comparison is different relative to where he was at in his career, but when they signed O.J. Anderson and then went on a Super Bowl run, he brings stamina, power, balance. He can run fast. I think the things that he does well, it's not just first and second down. He can play on third down, and he can play a lot of snaps. So, that 1-2 punch of being able to throw the ball, come off a play action and throw the ball, and then also have someone big and strong enough to block the pressure looks, I think it's turned out to be a real good addition.
It's a huge challenge for that Saints run defense this week, going to Tampa to try to limit Leonard Fournette and that Tampa Bay rushing offense, which has really gotten going with Leonard running exceptionally well. The first go-around, the Saints won that game 36-27, and it was actually Bernard who led Gio Bernard who led Tampa in rushing. I'm trying to pull up the box score to see. Bear with it. Fournette had 8 for 26 in that game, 8 carries for 26 yards. And the Saints' rush defense was exceptional, as they typically are and have been over the last 4 years in that ball game. But they'll have to do it again. As much as I hate to say make Tom Brady beat you, which he's very capable of doing, obviously, but it starts there with the Saints limiting that winning. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.